Good afternoon. This is Kent Blaylock with Kent's Sports Replays. Hope everyone is doing well and hope everyone is enjoying the day. It's a warm one here in the Carolinas as we're in the 90s, but expecting storms and in the 60s by the weekend. So that's weather in the South. So I am going to stay indoors, stay out of the heat, and I'm going to play some baseball using Payoff Pitch and the Game Pulse PC version of Payoff Pitch. I have already begun a 1972 Major League Baseball replay featuring the 72 Pittsburgh Pirates and especially featuring Roberto Clemente in his last season and his 3,000 hit season, and sadly his last season before he was tragically killed in a plane crash. But we're well into the season. We're going to be May 1st. Well, not well into the season, about 13, 14 games in. We're in May 1st, 1972, and it's the Houston Astros visiting Pittsburgh in Three Rivers Stadium. And so let's get to the screen and see where we're at. I want to back up a little bit to the playing field, but I want to back us up. Kind of back up out of here and take a look at the team standings in 1972. You can see, let me scroll down a little bit. Houston at 11-3 is running away right now. Not running away. They're 2 games up on Los Angeles, but they are dominating in the West with an 11-3 record, out distancing most of the competition. So they've started off hot. This was the first season actually that the Astros would have a winning record and finish second in the National League. But they are not my featured team. The featured team is the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 2 games back of the NL East leading Montreal Expos, who are 9-4. Pittsburgh sitting at 7-6, just slightly above 500. They've lost their last 2 games, but today they have the red hot Houston Astros coming in on May the 1st, 1972. So I'll go to the games, and you see I've already imported the scheduled games for May 1st, 1972. And the nice thing about Game Pulse, it allows you to import the actual game from retro sheets. So these games between Philadelphia and LA and the Mets and San Francisco were the actual games on that day in 1972. But our game we're going to play, we're not going to simulate it. We're going to have a heads up match. And as you can see, on May the 1st, 1972, it's going to be a matchup featuring starting pitchers for the Houston Astros, if I can spit that out, is Dave Roberts, and for the home-standing Pittsburgh Pirates will be Steve Blass. So let's go to the game. As you can see, the lineups have already been created for the Houston Astros in 1972. Leading off and playing shortstop will be Roger Metzger. In the second spot, playing center field will be Cesar Cedeno. In right field, batting third will be Jimmy Wynn. Playing first base and batting cleanup will be Lee May. In the 5th spot will be left fielder Bob Watson. In the 6th spot, third baseman Doug Rader. In the 7th spot, second baseman Tommy Helms. In the 8th spot, catcher Johnny Edwards. And on the mound, Dave Roberts. Oh, that's his hitting card. I'll pull up his other stats when we get him down on the field. But for the Pittsburgh Pirates, leading off and playing second base will be Dave Cash. In the second spot and left field, Rennie Stewart. In right field and batting third, our featured player, Roberto Clemente. In the cleanup spot will be catcher Manny Sanguillen. In the fifth spot, first baseman Al Oliver. In the sixth spot, center fielder Gene Kleins. In the seventh spot, third baseman Richie Hebner. In the eighth spot, shortstop Gene Alley. And in the ninth spot, pitcher Steve Blass. So let's go to the field. And again, on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Steve Blass. Steve Blass, so far in this replay, has a 3.27 ERA in 22 innings pitched with 19 strikeouts and 5 base on balls with a 1.23 whip. In the 72 season, he was 19-8 with a 2.49 ERA and 117 strikeouts with 84 walks. So Blass warms up as Roger Metzger comes to the plate. Metzger on the 72 season batted .223 with 2 home runs. So far in this replay, he's batting .125 with 4 RBIs. Here's the offering from Blass. It's going to be a tough roll of 84. It's just going to be a ground ball too short. Dave Cash up with it over to first for out number 1 on a 4-3 putout. Got a little ahead of myself there. Let's take a look at Cesar Cedeno. Cedeno batting .362 in this young season. He batted .321 in the 72 season. So he's swinging a pretty good bat so far early in the season. So Blass goes into his windup as Cedeno steps to the plate. This time it's going to be a patient roll, that patient roll of 43. And that roll, as you can see on Cedeno's card, 3-bagger, 42-43. So Cedeno hits one that rattles around in the corner. They have trouble coming up with it, and he's sliding in safely as he rattled one around in the left field corner. Stennett having trouble getting it in. And Cedeno slides safely into third for a 1-out triple. And Jimmy Wynn coming to the plate. Steve Blass eyes Cedeno. Hebner play corners. No, I will leave it. Jimmy Wynn steps up. Here's the offering. This time it's going to be an in-play roll of 46. Grounded back to the pitcher. We have a D100 roll, and we're going to check runner advancement situation. You have a runner on third with 1 out, and a runner on third's run rating of 5, a roll of 11 and 12. They only play at first base. Runners advance. So let's see our roll. And that roll, pitcher looks back, lead runner, and throws to first. So he holds Cedeno on third, fires it over to first, and we have 2 outs with Cedeno on third and Lee May coming to the plate. Lee May in the 72 season batted .284 with 29 home runs. So he is dangerous. He's already in this replay batting .328 and 5 home runs and 15 RBIs. But he has struck out 15 times. Blass into his windup. It's going to be a tough roll. That tough roll of 30. It's a wild pitch that will get Cedeno scoring from third as Blass gets wild, and it cost a run as it gets by Sanguillen to the backstop, and we have a 1-0 game now. Lee May still stepping in. Blass with the pitch, and he struck him out. That roll of 42, as you can see on May's card, against right-handed pitching under tough. He strikes out 1-61, so well within that range, and that'll be out number 3. But we did have a run come across with a wild pitch, 1 hit. Now we go to the bottom of the first, and Dave Roberts on the mound for the Astros. Roberts in this early replay has a 4.19 ERA, 19 and a third innings pitched. He struck out 10 and he's walked 8. So seems like he's having control issues. As in the 72 season, he had a 12-7 record with a 4.5 ERA, with 111 strikeouts and 57 walks, allowing 18 home runs. Dave Cash steps up. Again, Dave Cash batting .222 in his early season. He batted .282, so he's having a slow start to the season, but he's got a lot left to go as Dave Roberts goes into the windup. And here's the pitch. It's going to be a patient 61, and he lifts a fly ball into right field. Jimmy Wynn settles underneath it. Can of corn, out number 1. That brings up Rennie Stennett. Stennett batting .333 on the season. He batted .286 in 72. Here's the pitch to Stennett. So another patient roll. That patient 36, Stennett, hits one in the gap between Metzger and Rader, drops in front of Watson, and he's safely on first base. At D rating, I will not have Stennett running. As Roberto Clemente steps to the plate. Clemente has been hot. .520 average with a home run, 9 RBIs. In the 72 season, he batted .312 with 10 home runs. Here's the pitch to Clemente. And it's going to be a ballpark roll. The ballpark, Three Rivers Stadium. Right-handed batter, 1-23 to Wheelhouse, so it favors left-handed batters. That roll of 74 will be an in-play roll. Against lefties, you can see Clemente 1-42, and he'll get a hit. Anything outside of that, and it will be an out. The roll of 06 will be a double. Now we flip the fact for the running, and result double scores. And Stennett will score all the way from third as Clemente got one all the way to the wall, awkward bounce, and Stennett's able to get all the way home. And we have a 1-1 game here in the first. And Clemente in scoring position with only one out, and Manny Sanguin stepping to the plate. Sanguin batting .255 with a home run, batted .298 with 7 home runs in the 72 season. Here's the pitch from Roberts. Another patient roll, patient 51. He's grounded it to first base. We're going to check for a runner advancement, and he will advance as he breaks well on the hit, makes it to third, and we have a runner 90 feet from the plate, and Al Oliver stepping to the plate with 2 outs, runner on third. He's batting .353 in this early season with a home run, batted .312 in 1972. Oliver steps in. Roberts glances over at Clemente, goes into his windup, the pitch, and it'll be another patient roll, and he walked him. Being cautious with Oliver, runners now on the corner for Gene Clines. Gene Clines having an active start as he's got a .526 average so far on the season. He batted .367 with 311 plate appearances in 72. Here's the pitch to Clines. It'll be a tough roll, and he just grounds it too short. Metzger up with it over to first. Lee May squeezes it for the 6-3 put out, and out number 3. But a run comes across on 2 hits, 2 stranded, and we go to the second tied up 1-1, and Bob Watson coming to the plate. Watson batting .231 with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. He batted .313 in 1972. So Watson looks to get his bat going as the pitch, he awaits the pitch from Blass. And this time, this is going to be our first defensive check, and we'll flip the fact. And it's going to be an error check on the second baseman, whose error rating is a 5, which is the best you can get, as you can see on the ballpark card for 5. 1-35, and it's an error. Anything above 35 will be an out. And that will be an out. That roll of 92 is well within that. And it's just a ground ball to second base. Dave Cash up with it, flips it over to Oliver at first for out number 1. That's going to bring up Doug Rader, third baseman, batting 278 on this season with 3 home runs, batted 235 in the real with 21 home runs. Rader steps in, blasts into his windup and the delivery. It's going to be a tough roll. That tough 86 is a ground ball too short. Gene Alley up with it over to Oliver at first for the 6-3 put out. And out number 2. That's going to bring Tommy Helms to the plate. Helms on the season, batting 214 with 2 home runs. He batted 260 in 1972. Helms steps in, digs in, blasts with the pitch and the windup and the delivery. It's going to be a wheelhouse roll. Against right-handed pitching, 1-53, and it'll be a hit, 1-28, and it is a home run. Let's see what Tommy Helms can do with this pitch. And he just lifts a deep fly ball into left field. Rennie Stennett back to the warning track, but it's just a long out 3. And we go to the bottom of the second, tied up 1-1. Dave Roberts on the mound as Richie Hebner steps to the plate, batting 279 in this replay with 2 home runs, batted an even 372 with 19 home runs. Richie Hebner steps in, Roberts into the windup, and this is the delivery. It'll be a patient roll. That patient 94 is just a fly ball into right field. Jimmy Wynn settles underneath it for out number 1. That'll bring Gene Alley back to the plate. First time up, He's batting 294 in this early season. He batted 248 in the 72 season. As Roberts goes into his windup and the delivery, it's a tough roll. A 50 ground ball to first base. May fields it, steps on the bag himself for the 3 unassisted, and out number 2. And that brings up our pitcher, Steve Blass, who's hitting on hitting card number 9. You can see that card. If he gets a tough roll, he's only got 2 chances for a hit. And he gets an in-play roll of 53, and that's just a fly ball into right field. Jimmy Wynn settles underneath it, squeezes it for out number 3 on the F9 put out. And we go to the third, tied up 1-1 here in Pittsburgh. And that brings up Johnny Edwards, Houston catcher, batting 286 with 2 home runs. In this replay, he batted 269 with 5 home runs in 72. Edwards will take a hack at it. It's going to be an in-play roll of 21, and he drops one over the head of Al Oliver in front of Clemente in right field, and he's on safely with a leadoff single, and that brings up Dave Roberts, the pitcher, and he's going to lay down a bunt rating a C, so he's got a fair chance of getting a good one down, and we'll flip the fact, and he did not. He got a good one down, and there's a possibility of an error. So we're going to have a D6 roll, and that roll of 2, and its sacrifice is successful. There was no error on the play. It was just a good sacrifice bunt by Roberts, and that brings Roger Metzger to the plate, 0-for-1 on the day. His first time up, he grounded out to the second baseman. Edwards takes a slight lead off second as Blass makes his delivery. It's going to be a patient roll, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have him running. He runs at a 3 versus a 6 arm. We're going to hold him. So Edwards holds at second on the fly ball into left field. That's 2 outs. Edwards will be hitting on contact. Cedeno hit a triple his first time up. See what he does this time as Blast makes the delivery. It's another ballpark. It's our first ballpark roll. So he is a right-handed batter. The ballpark for right-handed batters, 1 to 23 is a wheelhouse. 24 to 99 is in play, and it will be a wheelhouse. So Cedeno's wheelhouse against right-handed pitching, 1 to 41, and he's hit this one out of there. And he did that roll of 39. Cedeno takes that offering and he takes that triple and makes it a home run. And he's on his way to a cycle, just a single and a double. And he will do it as he hits a 2-out home run into the left field seats. And we got a 3-1 ball game as Cedeno drops one into the seats in left field. Jimmy Wynn coming to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. Blast bears down. Another patient roll. And that's another hit as Wynn drops a single over Gene Alley's head as Stennett comes in, fields it, tosses it in, and 2 outs. Runner on first for Lee May. 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out his first time up. May gets the offering. And it's a patient roll. That patient 92 is just a ground ball, too short. Alley up with it over to first for out number 3. But we have a 3-1 Houston lead as Cesar Cedeno hit a 2-out home run, scoring 2. And it's now 3-1 Houston as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Pittsburgh coming to the plate. Leadoff hitter Dave Cash stepping up. 0 for 1 on the day. Another ballpark roll. Again, 1 to 3, and it's a wheelhouse. This time it's a 44. It's going to be an in-play roll. If you look on Cash's card against a lefty, 1 to 36, and he'll have a hit. Anything over that, and it'll be an out. And that 84 easily an out as it's a ground ball. It's a G6 ground ball, too short for out number 1. And that brings up Randy Stennett, 1 for 1 on the day. Singled on his first time up on a patient roll. Robert goes into windup. It's another patient roll. And at patient 21 is another single by Stennett. He has his own base again. That brings up Clemente, who doubled in Stennett his last time up. Let's see if they can repeat history. It's going to be a patient roll of 85. It will not be. It's a ground ball, too short. And we're looking for a double play check. So anything under 6, and this will be a double play. And it will not be. It's just going to be a fielder's choice as they get Stennett at second. Clemente beats it out to first. That brings up Manny Sanguillen, who's 0 for 1 on the day with 2 outs, runner on first. Clemente running on contact as Sanguillen steps in. It's going to be an in-play 44, and that's just a comebacker to the pitcher Roberts, who fields it cleanly, tosses it over to May at first for the 1-3 putout, and out number 3. And we go to the 4th with Houston up 3-1. Bob Watson coming to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day. Pitch from Blast. It's going to be an in-play roll of 45. It's just a pop-up to second base. Cash drifting back into shallow right field and fields it for out number 1. And that'll bring up Doug Rader. Rader 0 for 1 on the day. And he's getting a patient roll at patient 33. And Doug Rader hits one in the gap between Kleins and Stennett. It hits the wall, one hops the wall, and Rader is safely in with a 1-out double and is in scoring position as Tommy Helms comes to the plate. 0 for 1 on the day is Helms. And Helms digs in as Blast brings the pitch. It's going to be a wheelhouse roll. Wheelhouse roll against right-handed pitching. 1-6 home run. 44, and he gets a hit. And that 29 will be a single. And the result, one base or two scores. Doug Rader will score as he hits a single into the gap, and it's now a 4-1 ball game. Houston leading here in the top of the fourth. And Tommy Helms safely on at first. One out, one on for Johnny Edwards. Here's the pitch to Edwards. It's going to be an in-play roll of 35. That's another single. And we have another situation with runners on the corners with only one out, and Dave Roberts stepping to the plate. And let's try something. Let's try to squeeze play it. Let's see if we can get a run across. Squeeze successful. Runner scores. Batter out. Runner safe. So a great bunt laid down by Dave Roberts. 5-1 ball game. 2 runs have come across here in the fourth. 2 outs. Edwards on second. Roger Metzger coming to the plate. Be a patient roll of 94, and that's going to be a fly ball lifted into right field for out number 3, but not before 2 runs come across. We have a 5-1 game here going into the bottom of the fourth, and the Pirates bats need to wake up as they're trailing 5-1 here, bottom of the fourth. Roberts to Oliver, walked his first time up. It's going to be a defensive check on the shortstop, an error check. He is a 3, so it's a 1-56 chance, and it is an error. Let's flip the fact, and it is a 2-base error as Roger Metzger boots it and allows Oliver to find himself safely at second. First error in the game. Gene Clines stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch to Clines. In play, 18, and that will be a single by Clines. That should easily score Oliver from second, and that's a RBI scoring single by Gene Clines, and we have a 5-2 ball game here with no outs, and Clines on first, and we're going to try to run with Clines, see if we can steal a base. Catcher's arm is a 4. He's got a very good chance to be safe, but we will see. And he is, as he beats the throw from Edwards, and Clines safely on second. He is now in scoring position as the Pirates trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth. Clines safely on second as Hebner steps up, takes his swing at it, and it will be a single by Hebner. And that stolen base, fortuitous for the Pirates, is it's now a 5-3 ball game on that RBI scoring single by Richie Hebner. And we have a 5-3 game as Dave Roberts looking at Gene Alley stepping to the plate. And it's going to be a ballpark roll. Again, Alley's a right-handed batter, so it's a 1-23 wheelhouse chance. And it will be a wheelhouse. Gene Alley against left-handed pitching has no chance for a home run. A 1-43 chance for a hit. That 94 is just a lazy fly ball hit in the left field as Watson settles underneath it for out number 1. Richie Hebner on first as Blast comes up, and our pitcher is going to try to lay down a bunt here, and he missed it. The at-bat continues, so we'll try this again. If he misses it again, he's going to strike out. And he does get the bunt down. Successful sacrifice bunt as Hebner is safely on second in scoring position. But we now have 2 outs with Dave Cash coming to the plate, who's 0 for 2 on the day. He's flew out and grounded out. So see if he can finally get the ball in play. It's going to be another ballpark roll, another 1 to 23 chance, and it's going to be an in play roll. And that's just going to be a fly ball into center field. Cedeno settles underneath it for out number 3, but 2 runs come across here in the bottom of the 4th. And this game's getting interesting as we have a 5-3 ball game going into the 5th inning. And Cesar Cedeno coming to the plate. Cedeno with a triple and a home run. Let's see if he can work on the cycle. He's going to get a tough roll, though. That tough 79 will just be a fly ball into center field as Klein settles underneath it for out number 1. Jimmy Wynn, 1 for 2 on the day. Pitch to Wynn. It's going to be a tough 20. He struck him out. That's going to be the second strikeout for Blas in the game. And that's 2 up and 2 down as Lee May steps to the plate. Here's the pitch to May. It's going to be an in-play roll of 0-1. And May hits one that gets to the wall. One hops the wall. Kleins gets it in, but not before May's safely on second with a 2-out double. And that brings Bob Watson to the plate. Watson 0 for 2 on the day. He is grounded out and popped up both to the second baseman, Cash, as Watson steps in. It's going to be a patient roll of 16, and he walks him. So runners now on first and second for Doug Rader, who has hit a double today. He's 1 for 2. Blas. Here's the pitch. It's another patient roll of 25, and he walked. Rader walks. The base is loaded, so the bases are full for Tommy Helms, who's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI scoring single his last time up. Here's the pitch to Helms with the bases loaded. Can he pitch out of this situation? And he did not, as it's a single by Helms, who drops one into left field, opposite field liner into right field. Runner on first advances 1 base, runner on second scores. So 2 will score, and Blas is now fatigued, but we're going to try to get him out of this inning, But 2 more runs have come across, and it's a 7-3 game now, and Blas just trying to get out of the inning as he's now fatigued. And that defensive check is going to be on the first baseman, and it will be an out as the first baseman makes the play. And that will be out number 3 as a pop-up to first. But we'll go to the bottom of the 5th with Houston up now 7-3 as 2 more runs come across, and they're just getting further and further ahead as Rennie Stennett steps to the plate. Roberts into his windup to Stennett. It's an in-play roll. 33, and Stennett 3 for 3 on the day. Another single by Stennett as he's finding the gaps and squeezing the ball into it as Clemente steps up. Here's Clemente, the patient 63, and that's just a fly ball lifted into right field. Jimmy Wynn settles underneath it for out number 1. Manny Sanguin coming to the plate. Sanguin grounded out both times today. See if we can get the ball out of the infield. Here's the pitch to Sanguin. It's going to be a tough 21, and he struck him out. He couldn't even get the ball into the infield as Roberts gets his first strikeout of the game. Now Oliver stepping to the plate, 2 outs. Stennett will be running on contact. Oliver gets the pitch. It'll be an in-play roll of 0-9, and he will get the hit as he singles. That's going to move Stennett to second with Kleins coming up, 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Runners on first and second for Gene Kleins. Roberts looking to get out of this spot as he winds and deals, and it's just a fly ball lifted into left field Watson settles it underneath it for out number 3. Two left stranded, none have come across. And we go to the 6th with Houston up 7-3. And I'm going to need a new pitcher. Let's get Blass out of there as he is fatigued. Give me 1 second. This is an easy process. You go into the menu here. I'll switch it to relief pitchers. This is the relief pitchers I have available. I think I'll bring in Bob Miller. So Miller comes in to face Dave Roberts. He gets the pitcher for his first action, and he strikes him out. That's the way to start it out, to get the pitcher be your first batter. But now Metzger steps to the plate, 0 for 3. I've got a stiff neck today. You'll have to excuse me as I groan and grimace. Here's the pitch to Metzger. In play, 26, and Metzger gets off the snide as he gets his first hit of the day. And Metzger's safely on first, and he's going to attempt to steal. Metzger got a normal chance, so we'll take the chance. And he's caught as Sanguin comes up firing and gets Metzger as he tries to slide into second. But he does not beat the tag, and he goes back to the dugout. Cedeno says, there went my RBI opportunity. Cedeno 2 for 3 on the day with a triple and a home run. This time it's a patient roll of 94, and that's a fly ball lifted in the left field. Stennett settles underneath it. Can of corn for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 7-3, Houston. Roberts still on the mound, still pitching well. 5 innings pitched. He's allowed only 7 hits. He struck out 1 and walked 1. He's faced 24 batters in those 5 innings. Hebner steps up. It'll be a tough roll. That tough 65 is just a fly ball into left field for out number 1. Roberts, I like how you can check how everything is playing out in this game. 35% of his rolls have been patient rolls. 30% in play, 17% tough. Here's the pitch from Roberts. It's going to be a tough roll. That tough 93 is just another fly ball into left field. Bob Watson settles underneath it for out number 2. And up to the plate is Bob Miller, and we're going to let him swing away. Be a patient 58, and he just grounds it to second. Helms up with it over to first for the 4-3 put out, and out number 3. We go to the 7th with Houston up 3-0. Jimmy Wynn coming to the plate. Miller with the offering to win. It's a patient roll of 89, which is a ground ball to short. Gene Alley up with it over to Al Oliver on the 6-3 put out, and out number 1. Lee May coming to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day with a double and an RBI. It's a patient roll. That patient 49, he'll be plumped. What's the word I'm looking for? He's going to be plumped. Yeah, he's going to be hit in the shoulder. 48-49 in that roll of 49. He's hit by the pitch as he stares down Miller as he trots to first base. That brings up Bob Watson, 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. An in-play roll of 89, grounded too short. Will they turn the double play? Anything 8 and under. And that roll of 11, they did not get him. Only play was at first. The runner advances, so they didn't even get the fielder's choice. May beats it out as he outruns the throw to second. That brings up Ray with a runner in scoring position. In play, 76, and that's just going to be a fly ball into center field for out number 3 as Gene Klein settles underneath it for out 3. And we go to the bottom of the 7th as Take Me Out to the ball game plays, and the Pittsburgh Pirates trailing 7-3. Dave Roberts is beginning to fatigue, but we're going to leave him in there, see what he can get done. It's going to be an in-play roll of 10, and it is a single. Dave Cash is on safely, and that'll do it. Roberts is going to come out. George Culver is going to come in to pitch. As Roberts has a seat, Stennett 3 for 3 on the day. Cash safely on. Be another tough roll of 20. He struck him out as Culver comes in and blows one by him. Stennett seated, and Clemente coming to the plate. Here's the pitch to Clemente. It's going to be a patient 45, and he just pops it up to third base as Rader drifts over into the foul territory and makes the play for out number 2. That's going to bring up Manny Sanguillen. Here's the pitch to Sanguillen. It's going to be a patient 32, and Sanguillen hits a single, and it'll move Cash all the way over to third. So with 2 outs, we have runners on the corners for Al Oliver. Oliver 1 for 1 on the day. Al Oliver batting .365 in this replay and batted .312 in the regular season. Here's the pitch. It'll be a patient 43, and he hits him. So the pitchers are getting a little aggressive as the bases are now full as Culver plumps Al Oliver on the shoulder. Plump pops him on the shoulder. Gene Klein stepping up with the bases dripping. Here is the pitch to Klein's, and it's going to be a wheelhouse. He has no chance of a home run. Gene Klein has no power. So can he get anything done? It is an 0-1, and he hits a double. And that's going to score 2 runs. It's now a 7-5 ball game. Richie Hebner coming up, and we have runners on second and third with 2 outs. Hebner make this game interesting real quick as he gets a patient roll. A patient 92, though, will just be a ground ball to second. Helms up with it, fires it over to first. 2 are left stranded, but not after 2 come across. And we have a 7-5 ball game going into the 8th inning. Bob Miller is now fatigued as he will be taking a seat. And Ramon Hernandez is going to come in, see if he can keep it where it's at and give the Pirates a chance to make up some ground as Tommy Helms comes to plate, 2 for 3 on today with 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Be a patient roll of 59. Fly ball, lazy fly ball. Clemente's to it easily for out number 1. That brings up Johnny Edwards, 2 for 3 on the day. Hernandez into the windup and the pitch. It's going to be a wheelhouse roll against left-handed pitching, 1-49, and this is going to be a home run, and it is not. He rolled high. He got the offering, but could not get the lift on it as he just grounded it to third. Richie Hebner up with it, fires it over to first for the 5-3 putout, and out number 2. That brings up the pitcher Culver. Culver is going to take a seat. They're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Culver. Who should it be? Let's bring in Jesus Alou. Pinch hit. Alou comes in. Lefty-righty matchup as Sanguillen gives Hernandez the signals, shakes his head, and makes the delivery. It's going to be a tough 25, and it was not the right delivery as Jesus Alou comes through and drops one in front of Clemente in right field. And it's a 2-out single by Alou as Roger Metzger comes to the plate, 1 for 4 on the day. It's going to be an in-play roll of 26. It's just a high pop-up. Dave Cash drifting back into right field, but makes the play for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, 7-5 ball game. And I need a pitcher. Bring in Gladding to pitch. Fred Gladding. He's only pitched a 7 in the 3rd innings. He struck out 2, but his ERA is 0. He was 5-6 in the 72 season with a 2.77 ERA with 14 saves. So Gladding comes in looking to shut down the Pirates. Here's a pitch from Gladding. It'll be a tough roll, a tough 95, and that'll be a fly ball lifted into left field. Can of corn for Bob Watson. Number 1, and Hernandez stepping to the plate. They're going to be pinch hitting for Hernandez. I think I'll bring in Pops Stargell. Let's bring in Pops. Willie Stargell coming to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch to Stargell. And it's an in-play, 69, and he just lifts the fly ball into left field. Watson settles underneath it for out number 2. Willie couldn't come through. He's been big this season in some of their wins. He's had 2 walk-off home runs so far in this early season. So Willie's been playing well. In play, 0-2, and that will be Dave Cash getting to the wall as it rattles around. Cedeno up with it, but not after Cash slides safely into second for a 2-out double, and he is now in scoring position. And Rennie Stennett, who's been swinging a pretty hot bat today, he's 3 for 4, struck out his last time up, however. As the pitch comes to Stennett, it's going to be a tough 94, and he just lifts a fly ball into left field. Could not get the run across as easy play by Watson for out number 3. And we go to the 9th, Houston 7, Pittsburgh 5, and I need a new pitcher for the Pirates. That's going to be Dave Giusti. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Giusti. Cedeno coming to the plate. Here's the pitch to Cedeno. It'll be a tough. It's going to be a rare play triggered. All right, double zeros. And a 99. We're just going to strike out. Foul tip. Hits catcher in a tender spot. Check catcher for injury. I'm not even sure how I would do that. Yeah, I'm not sure how you do that within the game. So we're just going to say it was a strikeout. Cedeno is sat down. Jimmy Wynn comes to plate. 1 for 4 on today. Here's the pitch to Wynn. It's going to be a tough 81. Deep fly ball into center field. Climbs back to the warning track, but out. Just a long out as Kleins settles in. And that'll bring Lee May to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day is May. It's going to be an in-play 44. He pops it up to second base. Cash, shallow pop-up as he makes the easy play for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 9th, and it's a 7-5 game, and Roberto Clemente coming to the plate. Can Clemente get a rally going here as the rally caps are on? 7-5 game, bottom of the 9th. Gladding into the windup. And it's an in-play 99. And that's just another fly ball into left field as Bob Watson has been getting active duty today as that's out number 1. And Manny Sanguin coming to the plate. Sanguin with the offering. It's going to be a ballpark roll again, 1 to 23. And it's just going to be an in-play roll of 21. And Sanguin singles. as he gets something going, as Al Oliver is the tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch to Oliver. It's a tough roll. Rare play triggered again. 0-1. Strikeout if seventh inning or later. Strike zone has become increasingly larger. And he struck him out as Oliver goes down swinging. And it's 2 outs for Gene Clines, who's 2 for 4 on the day. And he's the last man standing if he doesn't get a hit. Here's the pitch to Clines. It's going to be an in-play roll of 58, and that's just grounded to first. May fields it, trots over to the bag, steps on first, and that is our ball game. The most valuable player for this game, the 7-5 win by the Houston Astros to go to 12-3 now, and that'll drop the Pirates to 7-7. But Cedeno, 2 for 5 with a home run, a double. No, excuse me, 2 RBIs, had a home run and a triple, and 2 runs scored. So great game by Cedeno. We'll end this game. Go to the standings now, and you'll see as I scroll down here, Houston now goes to 12-3, while the Pirates are now even at 500 and 2.5 games back of Montreal in the East. But it's yet early in the season, only 14 games played so far by the Pirates as they're in the middle of the pack. And it's been fun going so far in this early season. I'm enjoying playing Game Pulse. It's been fun. It's an easy process. One of these games, I'm going to roll my own dice and just manually enter them, but I'm just not there yet. But fun season. Clemente's still playing well. Not his best game today, but still getting hits and batting almost 500 now, just slightly under 500. So a good season for him so far. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. Soli Deo Gloria.